Well, thank you very much. It's such an honor to be here today at the Festival of Faith to celebrate, as we celebrate Earth Day in the most compassionate city in America, Louisville. People ask me a lot what I do for a living, and first and foremost, I'm a farmer. I'm a conservationist. For those of you that farm or grow plants or anything, you know that it is a type of spiritual endeavor to grow things, to plant seeds, to watch them grow, to take care of the soil, to be a part of the environment, and that's something that I'm very passionate about. I have a degree in agriculture from Western Kentucky University, and my whole life that was my goal, to always be a farmer, and I truly love that. Also have had a career in public service where I was a state representative in the Kentucky General Assembly. My main issue there was of course agriculture. I represent a very rural district in south central Kentucky in the Kentucky legislature. Then in 2011 I was Commissioner of Agriculture, and I've seen a lot of people in the crowd that I know were very helpful in allowing me to have that opportunity, and I appreciate it. When we were Commissioner of Agriculture, worked very closely with Mayor Fischer and Congressman Yarmouth to make industrial hemp a reality. And those of you that keep up with politics and study politics, it's a very frustrating thing to watch because politics is so partisan anymore. But the amazing thing about the industrial hemp issue, as was mentioned in the introduction, is it truly brought both ends of the spectrum together, because people on the left supported it because it was sustainable. You know, if you're into improving the environment and sustainability, industrial hemp can replace a lot of the traditional crops that require too much pesticide and too much fertilizer, and you can do things with industrial hemp from a medical and standpoint that's much better than chemicals and many of the types of pharmaceuticals that we have today. So it was an issue with the right, the extreme right, because this was an example of government standing in the way of letting the private sector grow. So we worked together in a bipartisan way and made that a reality. And in Kentucky, that we were the first state to make industrial hemp legal. And 4 years later, we're the leading industrial hemp state in the nation. And one of the big questions that people had, well, is this economically viable? And yes, it's economically viable, and we have more companies that are interested in growing industrial hemp in a sustainable manner every day, and I'm very excited about that. And last year I was very blessed to get elected to the United States Congress. And when you go to Congress, they ask your committees requests, and I was probably the only one that ever wrote down their first committee request to be agriculture. So they're, okay, well, if that's what you want, it's going to be hard. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be real hard to get on the agriculture committee. But there were 54 freshmen. There are 54 freshman members of Congress, 27 Republicans and 27 Democrats. Of the 54, I'm the only farmer in the freshman class, and I'm proud of that, because I really believe that there are opportunities and there are things that have to be done to improve agriculture. And we can grow our agriculture economy, and we can do it in a sustainable manner. When you get to Congress, there are endless supply of caucuses. I'm sure Congressman Yarmouth has probably talked about that in Louisville over the years. There's a caucus for every country in the world. There's a caucus for every issue in the world. The first caucus that I joined was the organic caucus, because we're not meeting the demands of the organically grown fruits, vegetables, proteins, and there are things that we have to do as a nation to encourage that and to foster that. So that's something that's going to be very important to me as a member of Congress, to try to obviously focus on agriculture, focus on family farmers, but also focus on sustainability and to try to grow the amount of organically produced foods that we currently have in the United States. Another issue that is very important to me, as was mentioned in the introduction, got to work with the Kentucky Proud program when I was Commissioner of Agriculture, and that's a great program that makes people aware of this is locally grown food, and that's been a huge initiative, a successful initiative of Mayor Fischer here in Louisville. But we've tried to even be more specific in that. We've had the Homegrown by Heroes initiative, which made consumers realize not only is this a Kentucky Proud product, it's a Kentucky Proud product produced by a military veteran. Because we have a lot of disabled military veterans, unfortunately, that are coming back to the United States, and the unemployment rate for our military veterans is even higher than it is for any other profession, and that's awful. And as I said initially, and those of you that have ever produced food know that it is spiritual, and it is a type of therapy, and it is a tremendous opportunity, a tremendous occupation for our veterans, many of whom have returned injured or traumatized. So that's something that was very important. We also had an Appalachia Proud initiative. The economy in eastern Kentucky is so bad. And the Appalachia Proud branding initiative targeted and made consumers realize this is a Kentucky Proud product produced in the mountains. Because so many people from eastern Kentucky have ended up in Lexington and Louisville for economic opportunities to get a good job and to raise their family. But they identify with eastern Kentucky and their heart's there, and they want to support that. So that was another initiative that we had that hopefully made a difference. But I look forward to working with everyone in the sustainability community to try to make people aware of how we can produce food in an eco-friendly manner and how we can be more sustainable as a nation, whether it be energy policy, whether it be agriculture policy. And I believe that it can be done, and it can be done in a bipartisan way. And that's a goal that I have. But I appreciate the opportunity to be here. You have 3 speakers much more credible than I, and I'm looking very forward to listening to them and answering any questions. Thank you.